Welcome to Cinnaminson as we have the first game of our doubleheader today as we start out with girls basketball taking on Triton in a BCSL Liberty and Triton County Liberty divisional matchup.
Well, Chase, this is going to be an interesting game for both teams. First of all, Chase Parson, my friend to my right, joined by myself, Dan Wilkins. We're going to switch roles for the boys' game, but one thing that Cinnaminson can hang their head high on, even with last year, 22-8. They have not had a season with over 10 losses in 11 years, dating back to 2014. They have not had a season under 500 in 14 years, dating back to 2011. Brett Jenkins has built himself a legacy here at Cinnaminson.
Definitely. Brett Jenkins he's very animated, as I'm sure we will see later in this game. Talking about lineups now. So with last season, with some graduates, with the seniors, obviously happens every year. They didn't lose as much. It's going to be a different story when we commentate the boys' game, as you're talking about, losing all 5 starters. But for this game, for the girls, they only lost 4 seniors this year. 3 of them were starters. They keep their main 2 juniors, who are now seniors, in Shiloh Moore and Nora Quinn. And talking about Ava Stanilovich and that family, they leave Brooke Stanilovich 2 years ago, 1,000-point scorer. Ava Stanilovich last season, 1,000-point scorer. They leave their younger sister, Mia Stanilovich, who has 113 points in her freshman season. So statistically, if, sports is now turning more statistically, she's not on track. But if you put the puzzle pieces together, she's definitely going to contest that record pretty well.
Well, if she had 100 points as a freshman, she's not going to have 100 points all 4 years. She's going to have 200, 300 this year, maybe even more as a junior and maybe even more as a senior. It's exponential in high school athletics because these freshmen, they start out so young and so spry, if you will. But Stanilovich, again, she comes from a long line of success here at Cinnaminson. Just like the Harvey brothers are successful at Cinnaminson, the Stanilovich sisters are successful here for the Pirates as well. And I'll just tell you, Mia Stanilovich, I was watching her, left-handed shooter. She was great from the free throw line. She was able to spot up from anywhere that she wanted, and I really liked her shooting style. I think that it's going to carry over well. But one thing I want to talk about, Triton, new head coach Dave Kalin coming in this year. Triton finished 15-11 under Frank Gerchik last year, and I'm excited to see what Cinnaminson has against them. They've never played before, at least dating back to the last 15 years, and Triton's got just a handful of players on their roster, I believe 8 or 9 on their varsity roster, so at least one starter is going to be on the floor at all times, and it'll be interesting to see how the Mustangs can adjust.
It's going to be very fun. Brett Jenkins is going to keep his shape. He's very emotional, as I mentioned earlier. He's going to make them play physical, very loud and emotional as well with the players. For Triton, it's going to be a new game plan. They're coming in with a new head coach, as you mentioned, and it's just going to be all new for everybody on that Triton bench.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. Chase is going to lead the way for this girls' game. They're introducing starting lineups in just a moment. Triton and Cinnaminson coming up right after this.
Senior guard number 12, Gianna Loftus. Senior guard number 10, Caden Henry. Senior guard number 2, Kira Reed Streeter. And senior forward number 24, Riley Nikevich. And now for your Cinnaminson Pirates. Your head coach is Brett Jenkins. And now for the starters. Sophomore forward number 13, Nia Stanilevich. Junior guard number 00, Gabby Harvey. Junior guard number 22, Mia Passetti. Senior forward number 23, Nora Quinn. And senior guard number 24, Shiloh Moore. Your referee for today's contest is Stephen O'Donnell and Todd Walker.
That was the starting lineup introductions for both Triton and Cinnaminson as they go into their pregame huddle right before we start game 1 of 2 of this doubleheader, starting with the girls and the boys at 5:30.
How about Cinnaminson with their striped pants? Taking a page out of the book of the Indiana Hoosiers. But, you know, Chase, I'm excited for this game for multiple reasons. One of them being Cinnaminson just has such a strong history. And also, I love this concept. Girls and boys back-to-back. Cinnaminson has 2 full-size gyms, and the JV games are being played in that auxiliary gym, and they're allowing the varsity teams to shine back-to-back, because that's what would make us cover more girls basketball, is if we were able to, you know, combine them in with double headers. I would like that. First of all, I appreciate Brett Jenkins for having us out today, along with Brian Wilkinson. This is a great place to be at Cinnaminson. And Chase, I'm sure this is nice for you, fresh out of high school, out of Cinnaminson, to get to call in your first basketball game with your alma mater. But I'll let you take the reins as we get ready for a nice non-conference matchup here between Triton and Cinnaminson.
Thank you, Dan. It is very awesome. It's very easy. It's very cool.
When you know everybody, it's a little bit easier.
It's a little easier. It's also a cool story. It's full circle. It's very awesome. So it's going to be Shiloh Moore for Cinnaminson and Gianna Loftus for the tip. Shiloh Moore wins it. A quick pass to Gabby Harvey, who lays it up and in. Quick 2-second score. Welcome to the basketball season. Gabby Harvey's first basket of the year. Noel, quick step. Back to Strader. Dribbles it to top of the key, tipped by Moore. Shiloh Moore with the steal. Goes up, layup, bounces around. Still loose, Mia Passetti with that rebound. Gabby Harvey. Crossover, spin move, quick pull up and good. The junior starting off the game hot with 4 points. Back-to-back baskets in the first 40 seconds.
Well, I was talking with Shay Harvey, who of course is a legendary figure in Audubon, but he was talking about Gabby Harvey. She had back-to-back seasons with ankle surgeries. This is going to be her first opening day where she is not sidelined with an injury.
She's starting off right, looking for point number 6. It just goes in and out, but she grabs her own rebound as that falls loose to Nora Quinn, finds Shiloh Moore. Cutting is Gabby Harvey. That pass was tipped and intercepted. And Melanie Noel, fighting number 10, Caden Henry, at the near elbow, dribbling to the top of the key. Back to Noel, dribbling, and a foul called is going to be on Nope, that's Shiloh Moore. First foul call of the game. So inbounded by Noel. Finding number 24, that's Riley Mikowitz. And the layup. And rebounded by Stanilelovich. Taking it coast to coast, top of the key, holding it up. Finds Nora Quinn, who's going to dribble in. 1-2 step, tips loose. Finds Mia Passetti for the layup. Misses all rim, but grabs her on rebound. Stanilelovich now. Driving into the lane, layup, no good.
I'll tell you, Passetti had a really good shot selection that time, but it just was a little bit wide. Would like to see her move a little bit more into the paint here as we move along.
It's that layup. And an offensive rebound, another shot. It's tipped. That was Streeter there, and now Gabby Harvey will slow down play. Shiloh Moore finding Passetti on the cut. Nora Quinn back to Shiloh Moore. And that pass misses everything. It's going to be a turnover for Shiloh Moore. So trying to inbound. That's going to be number 12. It's going to be Gianna Loftus.
Well, Triton, as we mentioned last year, went 15-11. They went under Coach Garsick, and this is Dave Cullen's first season there. They had some really good matchups that they played and ended up winning a first-round playoff game versus Glassboro. And I like the fact that Triton is a team that is awfully consistent. They had two different instances of 4+ game winning streaks last year. So when Triton gets on a run, they can really make one hot.
Gabby Harvey now reclaims that dribble, another layup and in. And a timeout for Triton after 6 straight points for Gabby Harvey to start this game.
This broadcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on the first attempt. Book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman at 614 Lambs Road. Well, Chase, you know, this is an interesting phenomenon for Cinnaminson. We mentioned in the open 11 straight seasons with less than 10 losses. They went 22-8 last year, but only made it to the second round of the playoffs. They were the number 2 seed. They beat Lindenwold pretty easily, but the number 7 seed, Manchester Township, was too much for Cinnaminson in the second round, and Manchester Township themselves ended up losing in the semifinal, setting up for a very good sectional final in Middle Township and Haddon Heights. But if you're Brett Jenkins and if you're Cinnaminson, you're talking about his animation, I'm sure there's a big chunk of him that knows that last year was very much a missed opportunity.
Definitely, Dan. That's good that you mentioned the sectional final, too, with Middle Township. They've really been dominating this Group 2 South bracket. They've been to the sectional final a couple times in the past 3 years. So it's going to be interesting to see how that team really shakes up or keeps their dominance, rather to say, in this Group 2 South bracket. Mikowitz now. Finding Streeter. Defended by Nora Quinn. Over to Loftus. Loftus in the corner now, finding Henry. Mikowitz. Some good passing plays here, finding Noel, tries to dribble it in. It's intercepted again. Gabby Harvey passed it all the way up to Shiloh Moore, who lays it up and in. And an 8-0 run to start for Cinnaminson in the first 4 minutes. As Noel goes up hard, no foul called, and another turnover, and a long pass by Moore is intercepted, trying to find Stanilelovich. Henry now, it's intercepted by Moore, and a quick fast break. Shiloh Moore gets fouled, misses the basket, and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, we had our first girls game on Saturday between Woodbury and Pennsgrove, and Woodbury pulled away easily in that game. They won that game by I believe it was 28 points. One of the things that killed Pennsgrove in that game was that they tried to get too many passes that were up in the air, and it ended up just getting intercepted, and it didn't really work out for them. I think that Triton's starting to make the same mistake. I mean, we're halfway through the first quarter. It's already a 9-0 run for Cinnaminson. They're just not looking back right now, and I think that Triton is getting a little bit too carried away when it comes to these passes. They have to be a lot more conservative, and they have to be a lot more mindful of where they're passing the ball.
Shiloh Moore, 1 for 2 on the free throws there. Taken up the court by Loftus. Finds Henry. Defended by Harvey. Down low for Loftus in the corner. You see Brett Jenkins again on this narrow sideline. And he's going to make his first sub. It's going to be number 25, the freshman Stevie Ormsby. That pass deflected out by Triton, and it'll be an inbound incoming for Cinnaminson. And the first sub again, freshman Stevie Ormsby. Making her debut here. As Gabby Harvey will take this one up. Harvey already 6 points, 1 assist on this 9-0 run to start off the first quarter for Cinnaminson. Finds Quinn down low. Back for Harvey now. Nice crossover there. And the layup is off the front of the rim. Scrambling loose still and rebounded by Loftus. And Moore getting her hand in there, and Harvey as well, causing a bit of a ruckus. Still with Triton here. Now Loftus, first 3 of the game, and the first points of the game for Triton.
I do like that shot selection. I think the Triton is a team that could rely on the three-point shot just off of that play alone. It's a little bit too early to tell, but I like that from Loftus. Left wing, easy shot, was able to get the basket.
Ormsby now, her first dribble attempt, finds Stanilelovich. Shot is no good, rebounded by Loftus. In the corner now, stolen by Moore. And another fast break opportunity. That layup is up and in. Shiloh Moore really causing a ruckus on the defensive end, tipping balls around, knocking them loose, and has really been putting a stop to this Triton offense so far. As Strider now finding it down low for Mikowitz. In the corner now for Henry. Another corner 3 attempt. No good. Rebounded by Stanilelovich. Takes it around 2 defenders. Over to Harvey, who lays it up and in. And another timeout for Triton as the Pirates lead by 10. And we will get to a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. No changes made for either side as they come out of this full timeout. Again, if you're just joining us, I'm Chase Parson, joined by Dan Wilkins on the call here for game 1 of 2 of our Cinnaminson doubleheader. As Loftus finds Schrader. And that pass is tipped by Moore, and she could not keep it in bounds, but that'll push Triton all the way back into their own end. And Mia Passetti will come in for Mia Stanilelovich for the second substitution of this game. Caden Henry now with it at midcourt. Defended by Passetti, and another interception by Shiloh Moore, and that shot is blocked. And a hard run into the wall there, the padded wall.
There's not a lot of runoff here in this gym. Not a lot of room to stop.
It's now Ormsby with it on the baseline. Finds Nora Quinn easily and lays it up and in for her first points of the game.
believe now the only starter that doesn't have a basket for Cinnaminson is Passetti, if I'm correct.
I believe so, yes. Shiloh Moore doing so well just to cause a huge disruption. She knocks that ball loose again, but it gets called for the foul.
Yeah, she's already got 2 steals in this first quarter, and Triton has made a handful of mistakes just at midcourt where they're turning the ball over, and it's just not a winning strategy right now. I think that Triton, they got to be just a little bit more cognizant of where the ball is and making sure they're careful with where they're placing it.
Ormsby now finds Passetti down low. Defend it well all the way over to Stanilelovich for 3. It's good. Mia Stanilelovich for the first 3-pointer for Cinnaminson. And an 18-3 first quarter so far with only 40 seconds to go. As Noel finds Henry in the corner for 3 and connects. Caden Henry from the corner. And now here comes Gabby Harvey finding Stanilelovich all the way across court to Ormsby. Down low for Passetti, defended by 2. Ormsby again in the corner, gets fouled by Loftus.
Well, Mia Stanilelovich, she had, as we said, 113 points last year, but she only had 1 game of over double digits. It was an 11-point game versus Northern Burlington in January. And we're already seeing Stanilelovich improve now that she's being given the ball more. Already 7 points, chance for more.
Her 3 off the front rim, gets her own rebound, goes up for it and gets fouled. She will go to the line to shoot 2 in the final 11 seconds of this game.
And just to our left, you can see that 1,000-point scoring chart for the girls. Only 8 that I can read, actually. And Brooke Stanilelovich is one of them, and Ava Stanilelovich, the senior, is the second. I mean, again, as a sophomore, it's very difficult to tell whether or not she will get to 1,000. You never know what's going to happen, God forbid, with injuries or anything like that. Things do happen, but, I mean, considering the trajectory of the family, I wouldn't be surprised if she at least gets close to that. She's already producing at an incredibly high level for a sophomore.
She goes 2 for 2 there, and that will be off of her own foot. And it'll be a turnover. And Cinnaminson look to get the last shot here, or not. They're going to say it was off of Cinnaminson last.
That's what it looked like, yeah.
From my angle, it looked like it hit off her own foot. Finds 14, who pulls up quickly off the front rim and kept in play. Has 1 second, doesn't get a final shot off, and the first quarter will end Cinnaminson 20, Triton 6. And we will go to a quick break. We'll be right back for the second quarter. Welcome back for second quarter action. Cinnaminson with a dominant first quarter showing on both sides of the ball. They have a 20-6 lead. As there has been one change for Cinnaminson, Emily Reynolds, another freshman coming in. So there's 2 freshmen now on the court for Cinnaminson in Ormsby and Reynolds. As Passetti defends Noel. Finds Loftus, who finds Streeter. Finding Loftus at the top of the key. Defended by the freshman Reynolds. Beats her on the dribble, knocks it loose. And it'll be a turnover for Triton.
One thing that Cinnaminson, I think, again, when you're up by 14 at the end of the first quarter, there aren't too many weaknesses you can have. But one thing that Triton has excelled on was, taking advantage of Cinnaminson's perimeter defense. 2 threes are the only points for Triton so far. I would definitely like to see Triton shoot more threes because right now, that's the only offense you got. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Gabby Harvey, no good from the top of the top of the key, 4-3. Loftus now. Over to Noel. On her left into the corner for Loftus. Another 3 attempt, air ball. Rebounded by Gabby Harvey. Takes it up the near sideline. Has Ormsby to her right. Back for Quinn, a pull-up, it's good. From the free throw line for Nora Quinn for her second basket of the night. Melanie Noel now. Top of the key again, as Dan mentioned, doing well inside the perimeter defense for Cinnaminson as that 2-pointer goes wide. And Harvey, pull-up 3, connects. Ooh. Gabby Harvey, 11. And another timeout taken by Triton, their third. For a 30-second timeout. Definitely smart, off to a 5-0 run so far. And again, Dan, as you previously mentioned the last time you were speaking, Cinnaminson's perimeter defense is being tested here. The only points that Triton has so far is their 2 3-pointers. And anytime that Triton takes it inside the arc, it just, right now you're just going to assume that it's not going to go through. But again, 2 threes, they're passing the ball well when Shiloh Moore isn't causing a disruption. It's really all Moore on the defensive end of the ball for Cinnaminson. So if they get past her, they have a shot. But nothing is falling so far for Triton.
Well, right now, Cinnaminson is not exactly a tall or a small lineup. I mean, the tallest girl on the floor right now is Emily Reynolds, and she was not a starter. Cinnaminson, again, girls basketball is one of those things where defense is not about who is the tallest player. It's about who is most agile and who is able to guard you as closely as possible and with the most amount of accuracy. So they just have to figure out, if you're Triton, how can you get those good baskets and how can you find any open looks with how good the Cinnaminson defense is playing.
Another steal, quick pass to Passetti, doesn't go, so to be a turnover. And Shiloh Moore and Mia Stanilelovich will come back into the game for Gabby Harvey and Nora Quinn.
Cinnaminson is 4 freshmen and 3 sophomores, so 7 underclassmen on this roster. 4 freshmen, Chloe Fadala, Ella Resfer, and then Stevie Ormsby and Emily Reynolds. Really great stuff to see from Brent Jenkins.
And there's 3 on the court right now as Streeter goes in, pass back out to Noel. Her layup is good for the first 2-pointer for Triton on the night.
And that was almost a 3, too. She wanted that one, but then pump faked and moved in.
And here comes Jackie Chikonsky, or JC Chikonsky, excuse me. She was subbed in, the sophomore. Now Reynolds spins on her left and doesn't go, gets her own rebound. Another spin shot, doesn't go. And they're gonna call it jump ball, as it was Streeter and Stanilelovich in there. So it'll stay Cinnaminson ball. Stanilelovich now on the baseline. Up for Reynolds, another quick shot off the side of the rim, rebounded by Stanilelovich. Into the corner, finds Moore for an elbow 3 and connects. Shiloh Moore with a 3 now. And Triton will slowly take this one up. It'll be Melanie Noel to conduct this offense as they are down by 20. Streeter loses it for a second. Now in the corner for Henry. Back to Noel, top of the key, defended by Reynolds, who gets called for a foul. So it'll stay Triton ball down to the baseline. And Noel looking to inbound, as Triton really needs to get something going. Down by 20 with 5 minutes to go in this first half. A quick run to end out the half would be really strong and really get the confidence going. As Noel now in the far corner, pump fake, goes up and bounces around, no good, rebounded by Stanilelovich.
That was a nice move past the freshman Reynolds that time, taking advantage of the youngster, but just couldn't get the shot off. Again, it's a lot of ifs right now for Triton, and they need to turn those ifs into wins, and they need to turn those wins into points.
Shiloh Moore down low for Reynolds, back out for Pacetti. Great ball movement finding Stanilovic. Baseline, reverse layup, and it falls. Mia Stanilovic putting on a circus show here with a reverse layup. As Noel now finding Streeter, charging in. A lot of pace, deflected and stolen by Stanilovic. Nice cutback there. Fast break for Chikonsky, who gets stopped, falls down, and is going to be called for a travel. As number 14 will check in for Triton, Chloe O'Connor coming out. Noel and Streeter conducting the offense. Streeter now, the pass is intercepted, trying to find Streeter. Chikonsky, pass in between Moore and Pacetti. Over to Moore, charging in. Her layup gets fouled, no good, but she will go to the line to shoot 2. As more miscommunication there on the offensive end for Triton. They were talking as they were dribbling the ball past mid-court, and the first pass was just off the mark and intercepted.
One of the things, I know this is a little off topic, but one of the things I'm most impressed about with Cinnaminson is their non-conference schedule that they have and their ability to play schools in a higher group than them. One of the things that matters the most for how you're seated in the playoffs with the PowerPoints are the larger schools that you play. Cinnaminson's playing Williamstown on the road this Saturday. I like that. Williamstown's a good 45-ish minutes away from Cinnaminson. That's a hike. They've got Mainland on the 27th and Shawnee on the 29th, not to mention the fact that Triton is a Group 3. So Cinnaminson is playing 6 games in the month of December, and 4 of them are against schools that are larger than them in size, not to mention the BCSL opponents that they already will play that are of a larger size, like Penn Saucon and the rest of them.
Nice Euro step move there by Henry, as Triton cuts the lead down to 21. Moore over to Chikonsky. Down low, finds Stanilovic, her layup. Ooh. No foul call, but the rebound is good. And that's the first points in the career for freshman Stevie Ormsby. As Triton now trying to start something on offense. A quick release 3, no good. But the rebound by Noel, her quick layup is no good as well. Moore now, it's loose and stolen by Henry. Down low for Noel in the corner. Driving down baseline, gets fouled, and will go to the line.
Just elaborating what we were talking about with the girls basketball non-conference in January, Holy Spirit, that's a big non-public. Cherry Hill West, Lower Cape May. We talked about Penn Saucon. They are BCSL, but they are not in their division. Northern Burlington's a Group 3. Again, just you see sometimes when you look at these playoff brackets, you see schools that they have a nice record. They might have more wins than Cinnaminson does, but how many wins do you have against quality opponents? How many wins do you have? Think about it in college football. In college football, it's all the rage to talk about, how many wins do you have against teams that matter versus are you walking a cupcake schedule that really doesn't do you any favors. And Cinnaminson is not beating around the bush. They are playing very fast and loose with their non-conference slate.
And a travel called on Stanilovic, who grabbed the rebound. And as you were mentioning, Dan, that really showcases the confidence that Brett Jenkins has in this crew. Again, we were talking in the pregame. As you see, a quick inbound pass off the back.
Oh, here's an open look.
Loftus now, pump fake. Her layup is no good, rebounded by Quinn. That really showcases the confidence that Brett Jenkins has in this crew. Again, in the pregame, we're talking about Nora Quinn especially with a powerful rebound there to put in the basket. Showcases Jenkins' knowledge that this crew has. Again, only four seniors gone. Majority of them underclassmen now, juniors and seniors. So he knows the ability that this crew has, so that schedule strength is really important. especially for going into the playoffs.
They played Our Lady of Mercy last year, which is non-public, the sister school to St. Augustine, and they also played Egg Harbor Township in December. I mean, especially early in the season, it's almost like they're mocking a college basketball schedule. You play really tough non-conference schools larger than you in December and November, and then by the time you get to January, it's time to buckle down and play those conference games.
Melanie Noel now slowly conducting this offense, trying to get something going. Finds Henry in the corner. Pump fake. Back to Loftus, top of the key. Back to Henry for number 14. Over to Mikowitz. Defended by the senior Nora Quinn. Strong pass. Noel takes it under control. Picks up her dribble, top of the key. A nice cut by Loftus there. Goes up, gets fouled. Can't get the layup to go, but will go to the line to try and get 2 points in this drive.
Firing off the board just a little bit too strong that time, but I'm liking what Triton's been able to do. They've been attacking Cinnaminson a little bit more heavily. It's a little bit more pound for pound than it was before. It felt like Triton, they weren't exactly laying off the gas, but they weren't giving Cinnaminson the same defensive strategy that Cinnaminson was giving them. So I like the fact that Triton's going a little bit deeper into it now.
In and out, so Loftus goes 1 for 2 on the free throws. Down low for Ormsby. Thought she got fouled, but the layup goes no good. Noel, quick pass down low for Mikowitz to the top of the key. Defended by Harvey. That pass too high for Loftus. Moore got a piece, but kept it in bounds. Down low for Mikowitz. Another deflection by Quinn, stolen by Shiloh Moore. A nice Euro step under the basket. Rebound by Stanilevic, who puts it up and in. Another from the sophomore. Has 40 seconds to go in this first half. It's been all Cinnaminson on both ends of the court. Melanie Noel trying to find Loftus on the cut. Can only find Henry. Just trying to find any way to the basket. Melanie Noel now. Spin move. Back for Loftus. Her shot is blocked, but rebounded by Mikowitz. Her shot goes long. Henry, top of the key. Pump fake. Over to Loftus. Puts it up. No good, but rebounded again by Noel. Another quick shot as time goes down. Rebounded by Moore. There's 3 seconds. Quick pass. Stanilevic, can she get it under control? Just throws it up there, hoping for a prayer. Can't get it. So a dominating first half from the Pirates. Up 39-11. It's been all Shiloh Moore on the defensive side. It's really been Gabby Harvey, the junior, on the offensive side. 13 points as we go into the break. We'll be right back for second half action.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well.
The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside.
It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need.
And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives.
If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization? Sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place, and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear. Woo!
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Eppolite, you know, he's, again, one time leaving the bases loaded is frustrating enough. Doing it twice in a row. Oh, how about this? Line drive. They're going to, no, he's throwing it around the infield. They're going to throw him out at first. He's out. I have never seen that before. That is a 5-4-3 ground out because the third baseman thought he caught it. The home plate umpire said no, so he threw it around the infield and then got the out at first anyway because the batter thought he was out.
The batter stopped. The third baseman thought
Everybody
he caught
stopped.
it, and it touched.
So after the holding call to be 1st and 20, as now rolling out to the right side, he's got a little bit of room to run on a QB rush. He's going to get a first down. There's no flags, and how about this for 61 yards? Anthony Gaetano with a QB rush that works to perfection. He hugs the sideline, and Anthony Gaetano gets the scoring started for the Red Hawks at 7-6.
Launches one foul. See, Mostero's doing us a service here. Or excuse me, D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro is doing us a service here. He's letting us have this conversation by having a long at-bat. But a lot of people are still caught up in the D1 or bust mentality. Listen to this crowd. Listen to this crowd. We'll talk about that later. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Clapping it up here for the Roadrunners. 2-2. Here's a fly ball out towards center field. This one's going back, and this one is gone! 3-run homer! D'Alessandro! And it's a 1-run game at the crack of the bat. 5-4. 3-run shot to center field. Trailing towards the right center, and the cleanup man does exactly what the position orders, cleaning up. And he does it incredibly well with a 5-4 game. He battles for 11 pitches and makes... Late switch for the visitors. Again inside their 5. Oh, they're going to pitch this one back for the flea flicker. Touchdown, West! Oh, my goodness! Taking inspiration from Nick Foles and Trey Burton. I think they just pulled off the Philly special. That is the greatest touchdown I have ever seen
Well, maybe not the greatest touchdown I've ever seen. Maybe that's stretching a little bit, but one of the greatest touchdowns we've seen in a long time.
Vanilla in to attempt the extra point.
And it's a tie game.
Welcome back as we show you what we found during the break.
We played a little I Spy.
That's like one of like 6. What do you call that, Dan?
It's a shuttlecock.
Shuttlecock.
Badminton.
Right. I knew the sport. I forgot what they called it.
We came back with the volleyball, and there's a handful of pickleballs up there, as you can see. It's a scavenger hunt. Oh, look at that. Look at the bottom of your screen. That's a Pure Leaf. That's
a nice tea bottle.
That's Pure Leaf iced tea. I'm a Snapple guy myself, but, Chase, great first half for Cinnaminson. I'm sure Mia Stenner-Lovich feeling good tonight. 9 points for her. Sophomore, as we mentioned, only had 1 double-digit point game last season. Now comes into the first game of her sophomore season, already ready to top that, and already seems like prepared to continue the Stenner-Lovich name here at Cinnaminson.
Yeah, she's been playing very well on both ends of the ball, grabbing a lot of rebounds, scoring the ball all the way on the other end from that rebound spot. Gabby Harvey, 13 points in this first half. She's been playing dominant, shooting the rock, doing very well on the dribble as well. Dan, what does Triton need to do? What do they need to start doing or change, in your opinion, to really have a final say in this game?
Well, I think the mindset is something that comes to mind for me because it's a 28-point game, and no matter what sport it is, if you're down by this much at halftime, it is not easy to get yourself mentally prepared to play the second half. And Triton's got a tough road up ahead. They play Kingsway on Tuesday, Cumberland on the 18th, and Delsey on the 23rd. A handful of good schools in that girls basketball bracket as well. I'll tell you, Triton just needs to, don't worry about the scoreboard right now. Keep shooting threes. That's what I like. And they also have to be careful with their passing. It's the same stuff that I've mentioned before. Cinnaminson is really good at defending from their half court up. And if they can find a way to eliminate that and put more points on the board, again, it's simple, but you just have to drive to the basket, and a pass like that isn't going to help your case.
Passetti with the steal, finding Gabby Harvey now. Top of the key, pump fake. Cutting is Passetti. Quick pass to Moore, who goes up. Underhand layup is good from Shiloh Moore to get the second half started on offense for the Pirates. Now up by 30.
And we did get a clarification on the new rule this year for the running clock. If you're familiar, if you watch high school football, there is a rule that if you go up by 34 points, the clock will run for 34 points from the second half onward, or from the second half onward. Then you would see a running clock. But our good friend Jeff Fillinuk, who does refereeing in Atlantic County for basketball, and then also does a lot of soccer refereeing as well, mentioned that if we reach 35 points or more, the clock will only stop for timeout, injury, tech, or whenever requested by the official. So if a ball rolls out of bounds, the clock will continue to run. And it's a good thing you mentioned that, because that is a new rule, and I honestly forgot about it at the time. So shout out Jeff Fillinuk for helping us out.
Streeter goes 2 for 2 on the free throws there. That's Gabby Harvey. Again, 13 points in the first half. A nice spin move there. Pull-up jumper is good from the middle of the paint. Now has 15 in the first game of the year so far. And we are only at the start of the third quarter. Gianna Loftus finding Streeter. Over to Henry. Back to the top of the key for Noel. Trying to find Henry again. It's tipped again by Shiloh Moore. Gabby Harvey 3-on-1. Puts it up. No good. Rebound Moore. Gets fouled. Basket is no good, but she will go to the line again.
I hate to beat a dead horse, but that's exactly what I was talking about. Triton passed the ball one too many times. They had at least 2 open looks there, either from the top of the key or from the right wing. You're not going to find with Cinnaminson, with how they run this defense, you are not going to find a lot of wide open shots. It doesn't have to be a wide open shot. You can still make it with a little bit of contest, but you have to be selective in what you do. And Triton, dare I say, they're being a little bit too picky with their shot selection. They want a shot that's just not going to come to them, and they're not going to be able to find it. So they got to be a little bit more. They got to be a little bit more vast with the shots they're going to take, because if they want to win this game, they got to be willing to take those shots and not turn the ball over.
Completely agree, Dan. I believe what you're saying. Triton is trying to get the easiest shot that they can, but they're down 44-13. They just need to start putting up the rock and hoping things go in instead of trying to hope for the easiest shot. Loftus now down low for Noel. Her fadeaway layup air balls and rebounded by Gabby Harvey. Leading a quick break behind the back, finding Passetti. Her layup is good. Nice play there by Gabby Harvey behind the back. Down low shot for Mia Passetti. Doesn't get any easier. Quick layup for Noel, no good. Rebounded by Mikowitz. Her putback, no good. Rebounded by Nora Quinn. Gabby Harvey. Wide open 3 attempt for Passetti and splashes it in. Nothing but net. Mia Passetti from downtown. Just short of 50 points as she's tripped up there. That was Streeter. And the clock will continue to run.
Yeah, that'll be 36 points, so we'll continue to run here, which should mean if this, well, because this will continue for the rest of the game, the boys' game should start on time then, because we have this varsity doubleheader with the boys scheduled for 5:30.
Mikowitz now over to Streeter. Henry now, top of the key again for Loftus. Down low for Mikowitz. Loose, Moore will fall on top of it. Jump ball, and it will be Cinnaminson to take it away. Shiloh Moore, again, she's just been a name that we keep saying whenever Triton has the ball. She's just been locking up on defense. Again, just causing a ruckus down low, as well as interceptions, a bunch of steals leading to fast breaks for the Pirates. As she has it now, trying to find Harvey as it's tipped out of bounds.
Well, flashing back a little bit, Mia Passetti, 0 points in the first half. Now she's got 5, an open look inside, and then a corner 3. Now up to 5 points. And when we were talking about the 2 stars of the game, Harvey with 15, Moore with 13. This is just a great night all around for Cinnaminson and their starters. A great start to the year. And we'll chase just to preview the boys' game a little bit. We'll talk about it in length when we get into the transitional break between these two games, but that Cinnaminson boys team is going to be so interesting with all 5 starters from last year gone. 4 graduates and a transfer with Justin Afari going from Cinnaminson to Bishop Eustace. We'll talk about that more later.
And there was a foul called on Standalelevich. Not a shooting foul, so Triton to inbound on the baseline. Again, as we were mentioning, Dan, they were just looking for the easiest layup, and it was blocked by Standalelevich, and then another interception there by Harvey on the inbound, leading a 3-on-0 as Harvey lays that one up and in for her 17th of the ball game. Noel, hard up the middle, layup, no good. Rebounded by Quinn. Gabby Harvey slowing things up as the constant tick of the clock. A 3 from Moore, no good. Rebounded by Streeter. Slowing things up. Into the corner, an open 3 for Mikowitz. No good. Rebounded by Shiloh Moore. Again, another quick break in transition. A 2-on-2. Nobody picked up Shiloh Moore, and an easy layup as she notches 15 points. And now up by 40 points. As Triton's, again, just trying to find the easiest path to the basket. And another steal and another fast break. Mia Passetti, 1-on-0, easy layup. That was probably the easiest basket of this ball game.
No doubt. And again, Cinnaminson just, they're on a roll. You had a feeling when they started this game on the 9-0 run that they were going to be something special. And again, we didn't really know. It's always difficult to scout when you're on the first game of the season and there's a lot of changes on the roster. There's a coaching change for Triton. You didn't really know how this game was going to go because Triton went 15-11 last year. They played some good games. They've had some good group wins and just couldn't find themselves in a groove tonight. And even though we still have a whole quarter to play, Triton will definitely have to retool and rethink their strategy for a tough game versus Kingsway on the 18th.
2 changes during that turnover there for Triton as Mikowitz and Loftus come out of the game. Passetti now over to Moore. Shiloh Moore charging in, and it's intercepted, but then she steals it immediately back. Standalelevich over to Shiloh Moore again. Another cut down low for the freshman Ormsby. Takes it all the way back out. Minute and a half to go in this third quarter, and it's going to be a double dribble called on the freshman. As again, this clock will just consistently keep ticking down, up by 42 points. And a dominant showing as Triton just trying to cut the lead down to anything to make it a little less of a painful final score to look at.
Yeah, I mean, Triton still has a little bit to play for in terms of moral victories, if you will, or individual success. And again, this is a non-conference game, and these two teams are not in the same group. They're not going to meet in a conference tournament. They're not going to meet in a county or even a playoff tournament. So at the beginning of the year, this is a prove-it game for both of these teams, and they'll both go in their separate ways. So that's how it is.
Shiloh Moore, nice easy take there for her 17th. Streeter now for Triton. Calls a screen for Henry. Quick release 3 off the backboard. No rim touched at all. Rebounded by the sophomore Standalelevich. Down low for Shiloh Moore. Taking it over from the far sideline to the top of the key. Over to Ormsby. Down low for a wide open Passetti. Pump fake. Back for Standalelevich, who gets fouled. And will go to the line to shoot 2 as the clock hits 2.2 in this third quarter.
Interesting that they stopped it there. I guess so it's that they would have a chance for one more possession before the end of the quarter.
So it was the end of the quarter. The clock stopped prematurely.
Oh, okay.
So they will send everybody back to the bench as you hear the final horn for this third quarter. So we would take a quick break.
Well, we're going to wait for the foul shot.
We're going to wait for the foul shot. Oh, they're still taking the foul shot.
It's the untimed down of basketball, if you will. So she'll get to shoot, but it's like a technical free throw. Well,
She'll get
one more, yeah. So it's like a technical free throw where, you know, nothing's contested and these teams can now talk it over and have a little bit extra time.
So Stanilovic now with her second career double-digit point game of her young basketball career, as now the third quarter ends 59-13. We'll take a quick break before the fourth quarter.
Welcome back. It is a barn burner here in Cinnaminson, 59-13 Pirates. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, or Dog Pro Wrestling, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and non-stop entertainment throughout the Garden State. Visit dawgprowrestling.com for information on future events and for booking. You can have private events, corporate events, birthday parties, whatever it may be, and sporting fundraisers with Dog Pro Wrestling. Add a little bit of spice to your next fundraiser with Dog.
And now a whole rotation in the lineup for Cinnaminson, all underclassmen now, as Henry puts up a three off the front rim and rebounded by Chikonsky. Again, 59-13. A huge third quarter showing on offense, filled with fast breaks, steals, and blocks for the Pirates. That's wide open down low is number 20. She's waving her hands all up in the air and an easy layup. We don't even have, I don't even have her on my roster. That's
that would
20.
be J.C. Sichonsky for Cinnaminson, going off of our book.
Correct, Chikonsky. Okay, so I called Chloe Fadala, number 10. Chikonsky, by accident. That's my apologies. Defended by Fadala. Quick put up by Mikowitz. Hits the net, but not in the good way, and out of bounds for a Pirate. I almost said throwing. That's my soccer coming out in me.
We're not that far removed from soccer season. I'll give you till January.
Taken up slowly by Fadala. Streeter putting her immediately under pressure. Down low, Ormsby finds Reynolds, but is tipped loose. And a quick fast break. An open layup attempts. Gets fouled and one for Riley Mikowitz. So she'll go to the line to try and complete the three-point play, as two more Pirates are going to be subbed in. That's the freshman Ella Repsher and the junior Tyler Davis.
Let's get one more ad read off before we wrap up, because this clock's going to continue to run. This broadcast is brought to you by the South Jersey NABA, the chapter of the National Adult Baseball Association. Registration is open for spring 2026. You can visit southjerseynaba.com for the most competitive men's baseball league in South Jersey.
So Mikowitz completes the three-point play there. And a backcourt violation committed by Ella Repsher for her first play of her career. Just a constant tick of the clock, 5.5 to go in this ball game. Up 61-16, flip the numbers around. As a quick three is good for Henry. Repsher now taking it up slowly. You know, I think it's great that they're now just playing this entire fourth quarter, and that's the travel there by the other freshman, Chloe Fadala. But I think it's a great showing from Brett Jenkins to put in all underclassmen, majority freshmen, bring them on, give them experience when these seniors and juniors as they go in the next 2 years. Give them experience quickly as quickly as you possibly can, especially in a game that's 61-19. As here's a three from Henry, who's no good.
I say for every sport that the underclassmen, they are the future. If you want your players that are freshmen and sophomores to stay, if you don't want them to transfer, think about it in college athletics. People transfer because they don't like the playing time that they're getting. Brett Jenkins seeming that to keep everybody happy at Cinnaminson, giving all the girls freshman and sophomore playing time, that's always a good thing because you're keeping the team happy and you're giving them more experience than a scrimmage or a practice ever will. It's getting thrown off the deep end.
Exactly. Rebound by Mikowitz. Almost intercepted. Noel, a quick pull-up off the front of the rim, rebounded by Fadala. 4 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Fadala defended strongly by Schrader. Down low in the corner for Tyler Davis. Gets hit, no foul, but splashes the three for her first basket. The junior Tyler Davis gets in on the action. As now Henry with it all the way to the top of the key for Melanie Noel. Back out to Henry, another chance for three, no good. Off balance tip by Davis, rebounded by Noel, gets fouled. No good, but she will go to the line for another chance to shoot two.
Well, when Triton goes their separate ways and, you know, they'll get a handful of more, what am I saying, when they get a handful of more Tri-County games under their belt, that would be really nice to see Henry shoot the three some more. She has 114 three-pointers in her career. It's no surprise that in her first 3 seasons she has excelled at the three ball, had 77 made threes last season. That's a grand total of just about 3 threes per game. She's got that three-point basket was her 600th career point. Coming into this year, she was 8 short, and now she's got 600. So good for her. But again, even though Triton's not going to win this game, we can still project a little bit. We can still say, okay, well, what's Triton going to be able to use from their performance today and use it for their next matchups versus Kingsway, Cumberland, and Delsey.
Tyler Davis, back-to-back threes, and hits the 6-7 emote for the 67th point for the Pirates.
Everybody cover your ears.
You saw it momentarily as Davis looked over to the bench. As here's a three-pointer from the corner. No good and tipped last by number 11, Ella Repscher. And it'll be a Triton inbound just underneath the basket. It's Noel. Wide open is Mikowitz, who gets fouled and will go to the line again.
I'm getting kind of tired of 6-7, honestly.
I mean, it's on its way out.
Yeah, I hope it is. I hope that it becomes uncool to the point where it's ignored.
It went from a meme online to high school level kind of thing.
Yeah.
And now it's affecting like elementary school.
It's like Gen Alpha.
And those are now the teachers who speak out. That's why everyone's like, oh.
Yeah. See, when I was growing up, and I'm not old, I'm 20, but when I was growing up, the 3 most popular numbers were 9, 10, and 21. That's better than 6-7.
That's fair. Some people still say 21, but
you know,
very rare.
What's 9 plus 10? 21. That's funnier in my opinion. We're having truly philosophical conversations here.
This is the most. This is the most conversations you will ever hear us talk in a sports game when the score is 67-21. Boom, two great numbers.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Dude, please let this be the final score. That'll be awesome.
It'll be a wonderful final score graphic.
Repscher over to Davis, who has 2 threes back-to-back in her showing, in her debut, the junior. And there's a travel, or a double dribble rather, called as we check under 40 seconds. I mean, this final score would be the most philosophical final score maybe in DWB history. That's my shout. As Noel over, puts up a quick 3, no good. The rebound, puts up, no good. And it's going to be deflected last by Noel.
I would imagine Cinnaminson just holds on to it here. I think this will be the final score.
And Davis inbounding to Repscher. Quick dribble up. As the clock hits under 5, steal by Noel, which will be the last action of this game. with an amazing final score of 67 to the Pirates and 21 to Triton. So a dominant showing all around for the Pirates on both sides of the ball. You know, as we mentioned a lot during this game, the first half especially, Cinnaminson kept the ball for Triton all the way out beyond the arc, and they hit the 2 threes in the first quarter, and that's what it really stayed to only. There was never really a shot or a chance for a 2-point basket in the first half, and then it was really just more steals and fast breaks for the Pirates that really put this game out of control.
Yeah, even though we were laughing a lot there in the fourth quarter, I will say Cinnaminson put up a fantastic performance tonight. We mentioned in the open how good Cinnaminson is. 11 straight years with less than 10 losses and 14 straight years with an above 500 record. And even when they went under 500, they were like 2 games under 500, 12 and 14. Cinnaminson is a historically good program, and Brett Jenkins is a historically good coach. What I will say for Triton, I see some good signs. Their 3-point shooting is there, but it's not matching up with a Cinnaminson defense. Cinnaminson's defense was guarding them so well that they didn't really have a chance to get any solid threes in there. So as Triton goes back, listen, this game is not going to hurt many of them. It's going to help Cinnaminson because they beat a Group 3, and as we mentioned, they have 4 games out of the 6 that they play in December will be against opponents larger than them in school capacity. So this is a win for Cinnaminson, but for Triton, it's not that bad. You know, obviously, yes, the final score is a little bit ugly, but it is a game where this is the beginning of the season. Triton could go on a crazy run in January and February. We could see some great, statistics from Henry and Mikowicz, any of the 5 starters here for Triton, and we could look back at this and say, wow, Triton really developed. So it's very difficult to tell at the beginning of the season. But Chase, I'll let you sign off, and we'll get ready for the second game of 2 today between Bordentown and Cinnaminson in the boys' half.
Well, you see both teams making a quick clearance to make way for the second game between Bordentown and the boys' team of Cinnaminson now, which we're going to be talking a lot about their lineup changes compared to the girls. And we mentioned it briefly with the Harveys, and we never mentioned Sada Gant. We never mentioned Colin Parrish, so we will definitely be talking about them a lot more. In the second live stream, you can pop right over to that. The link should go live in a couple of minutes as the warm-ups are about to begin. We got about 20 minutes until game time here in Cinnaminson. I'm Chase Parson, joined by Dan Wilkins for the final score. Cinnaminson 67, Triton 21.